The most brutal consequence for someone who hurt you is not your anger, it is disappearing from their emotional universe without a sound. Do you know what really stalks their thoughts at 2 a.m. after they broke your trust? It is not the long essays you never send, or the blocked then unblocked chaos on your phone, or the vague posts begging them to read between the lines. Those are loud, messy, and easy to ignore. The harshest response is not revenge, but quiet removal. Today, you will learn 5 silent disciplines, 5 calm but devastating psychological shifts that cut deeper than any insult ever could. When you live them fully, something strange starts to happen. The ones who dismissed you, betrayed you, belittled you, begin to feel your absence like a missing limb. They lurk on your profile, they scan mutual friends, they replay conversations in their mind. Some of them will circle back, suddenly remembering your value and asking for another chance. And here is the twist. By the time they finally see what they lost, you may have outgrown any need for them at all. This is not soft, sugar-coated advice. This is the steel of Stoic practice, applied to heartbreak and betrayal. This is emotional self-mastery in motion. Let's begin. Habit 1. Become emotionally neutral. When someone wounds you, their ego expects a performance. They anticipate tears, dramatic messages, or rage-filled arguments. They want proof that they still live rent-free in your heart. Why? Because both extremes, desperate clinging and explosive fury, send the same signal. You still control how I feel. Do not hand them that power. Instead, you shift into calm neutrality. After the damage is done, you refuse to offer a show. No public meltdown, no grand speech, no dramatic exit meant to be witnessed. You become composed, almost distant. If you cross paths unexpectedly, you give a small, polite acknowledgement, nothing more. No intense eye contact, no emotional interrogation, no urge to clear the air. You say a brief hello if needed, then continue walking as if you have somewhere important to be because you do. Your life. You are cordial, but your emotional temperature is close to freezing. This single adjustment sends their ego into crisis. Internally, they start asking terrifying questions. Did I stop mattering overnight? Was I really so easily replaced? Was I less important than I believed? The attention they once took for granted is gone, and the silence echoes louder than any argument. Stoic practice teaches separation from external disturbances. You mentally move them from central character to background extra. They are no longer a key piece in your life's puzzle, just another passerby on a crowded street. You uninstall them from your inner world, the way you uninstall an app you no longer use. They are not your enemy. They are not your ally. They are simply irrelevant. Remember this. The true opposite of attachment is not hatred, but indifference. When you interact with them like you would with a stranger on a bus, you signal one thing clearly. The influence you once had here has expired. While they obsess over why you are not crumbling, you rest in a calmer state than they have ever seen from you. But here is where many people sabotage themselves. They pretend to be detached while secretly refreshing their social media, waiting for a reaction or a guilty message. That is not peace. That is performance. Real power is not in what they can observe on your profile. Real power is what you build and protect when they are no longer included in your plans. And that leads directly to the second habit, the one that flips the script completely. Habit 2. Create a life they never imagined you'd reach. They are gone. The stage of your life feels strangely empty. This is exactly when regret quietly begins growing inside them. While they picture you scrolling sadly, replaying memories and clinging to the past, you will do the opposite. You elevate your environment. You connect with new people, people with drive, kindness, integrity, people who encourage your growth, who celebrate your wins, who see your worth without being reminded. You explore new places, read new ideas, test new habits, build new routines. Most importantly, you allow real happiness to appear in your life, not staged smiles posted to make them jealous, but genuine laughter, meaningful conversations, and moments that do not need an audience to be beautiful. Imagine them secretly visiting your page one night, and they will. They arrive expecting sadness, isolation, and emotional chaos. Instead, they witness you thriving, surrounded by better energy, sharper focus, and a brighter light in your eyes. Suddenly, their inner dialogue turns ruthless. Who are these new friends? Why do they look more relaxed now? Why do they seem more attractive without me around? How did they become happier without my presence? Then the deepest cut lands. They realize they could have been standing in those photos, sharing that future. They had front row seats to your evolution and chose to leave the theater. They watch others treat you as rare and precious, and it exposes their foolishness. Jealousy mixed with remorse becomes a slow poison. Every genuine smile you share, every milestone you hit, every small upgrade in your life adds another drop of that poison to their ego. You demonstrate a harsh truth. They were never your destination. They were just a temporary obstacle on your road. Your life did not collapse without them. It expanded. You did not need their presence to build something beautiful. You only needed their absence to make room for what was always meant for you. As a Stoic, like Seneca would advise, you do not trip over what is already behind you. You move forward toward a brighter future where the past struggles cannot keep up with your pace. Habit 3. Own your reactions. The third habit is the most challenging and the most transformational, becoming emotionally untouchable. Someone who once hurt you will rarely disappear quietly. They reappear in subtle ways to see if they still matter. They may post dramatic song lyrics that hint at regret. They might upload cozy photos with someone new, hoping you will feel replaced. They could gossip about you to mutual friends, twisting the story to protect their image. Every move is designed to pull you back into the drama. Habit 3 is simple to describe, but difficult to live. You do not react. When they try to trigger jealousy, you stay steady. When rumors reach you, you shrug, smile, and continue your day. When they attempt to lure you into arguments or emotional conversations, you decline the invitation. This is the Stoic craft of ignoring what does not deserve your peace. One Stoic thinker taught that no one can truly harm you unless you give them permission to disturb your inner world. Each time you explode, chase, or argue, you essentially hand them the remote control to your emotional state. When you stand firm like a stone while their tactics crash against you, panic starts to build in them. Your lack of reaction becomes a subtle form of psychological pressure. They crave visible proof that they still matter. Instead, they see a person whose mood no longer shifts with their behavior. They will escalate. They might send casual messages like, "Hey, how have you been?" as if nothing happened. They may suddenly bring up old memories, trying to tap into nostalgia. But your response remains grounded, short, calm, or completely absent when appropriate. To you, they become background noise, a faint buzzing you barely register. The statement underneath your silence is devastating. You no longer have the power to make me happy, upset, or outraged. You have lost access to my emotional world. Realizing this shatters their self-importance. They did not just lose physical proximity to you, they lost spiritual access, emotional influence, and the ability to shape your state of mind. That is total defeat for a manipulative ego. By now, you have already secured most of the victory. But the final portion of your growth depends on what you refuse to do next. Many people fail here, sabotaging their progress with one careless habit, the way they speak about the person who hurt them. Habit 4. Dignified silence. In an age where everyone wants to expose, humiliate, and broadcast every betrayal, this habit looks almost insane, yet it is one of the sharpest tools of a disciplined mind. When people ask what happened between you and the person who hurt you, your answer is surprisingly simple. You do not drag their name through the mud. You do not recite every wrong they committed. You do not audition for the role of the tragic victim who needs the whole world to pick a side. Instead, you offer one calm, grounded line. Things didn't work out. I am focused on better things now. And you let that be the end of it. Why hold your tongue when you feel justified in exposing them? Because dignity is a more powerful statement than public revenge. The one who hurt you expects emotional warfare. They want you to scream, accuse, and post screenshots. The moment you do, they get a convenient excuse. See, they are dramatic. I was right to leave. Your justified anger becomes their shield. When you refuse to participate in that circus, you strip away their last defense. Picture a mutual acquaintance returning to them saying, I saw them recently. They did not insult you once. They just said they have moved on. That single report hits harder than any insult. It forces them to sit alone with their conscience. They cannot flip the narrative and pretend you are unstable. They cannot point to your behavior to justify their choices. They are left face to face with the reality of how they treated someone who still chose grace. Your composure exposes their lack of character. Your calm reveals their smallness. Your restraint shows everyone who the truly strong person has been all along. People around you notice the difference. You emerge as the one who matured, the one who grew, the one who refused to live in the mud. You are the treasure they mishandled and threw aside without understanding its worth. Do not descend to their level. Rise into the clear, quiet air above the noise, where your silence resounds louder than any public retaliation. Habit 5. Unseen forgiveness. Here comes the most advanced step, the one that sets a free soul apart from a bitter one. You forgive them in private, not because they apologized correctly, not because they suddenly changed, not because they deserve that forgiveness. You release them for your sake, not theirs. Stoic wisdom warns that clinging to rage is like swallowing poison while hoping the other person suffers. As long as you burn with hatred, you remain chained to them spiritually. The weight of resentment attaches itself to your sleep, your appetite, your focus. You continue reliving the injury long after they have left the scene. So you cut the chain. You let go, not in a dramatic ceremony, but quietly within your own heart. Visualize placing the entire situation into your hands and then letting it drift away, like releasing a lantern into the night sky. Here is the crucial part. You do not announce this forgiveness to them. You do not message, I forgive you. You do not schedule closure coffee meets. You do not reopen the door just to show how evolved you are. You forgive and move forward. Why keep it unspoken? Because true freedom does not need their participation. When you forgive silently, you reclaim energy that was stuck in the past. The memories lose their power to poison your present moments. Your mornings feel lighter. Your future feels open again. You become unburdened, like a bird finally flying out of a cage that was always open. You walk differently. You speak differently. You glow differently. And even from afar, people can feel that shift, including the one who hurt you. They may not understand what changed, but they will sense that you are no longer carrying them. That realization unnerves them more than your anger ever could. It means you did not just move on halfway. You transcended the entire situation. You are not pretending to be okay. You have genuinely outgrown the need for their presence or their apology. At that point, any attempt they make to return feels out of place. They cannot repair what you have already released. They cannot undo decisions that were your final turning point. You processed the experience, learned from it, integrated the lessons, and deleted their emotional access. Then the deepest regret finally sinks in. I hurt someone who had the capacity to forgive me and grow beyond me, and now they are gone for good. Your forgiveness becomes your liberation and their greatest loss. Silent forgiveness is the loudest goodbye you will ever give. Look closely at this path. It is not about petty payback. It is about rebirth. These 5 habits are not merely designed to make someone regret losing you, though that often happens as a side effect. Their true purpose is bigger. They reconnect you with yourself. When you practice emotional neutrality, you respect your present. When you rebuild your life, you respect your future. When you refuse to react, you honor your emotional sovereignty. When you choose dignified silence, you honor your character. And when you forgive quietly, you free your soul. Stop donating your limited time and energy to fantasies of punishment. The most satisfying revenge is waking up one day and realizing they no longer hold any weight in your heart. The real victory is not hurting them, but no longer needing them. If you are ready to release the old story and write a stronger one, type in the comments right now, "I choose myself." And if this message helped you reclaim even 1 ounce of your power, tap like so, more people can find it, and join this journey with winds of thought. We are only getting started with building an unshakable inner life. Thank you for listening. Stay grounded, stay wise, and keep moving forward.